Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Diary and welcome to Falskallan Nights. I am your host, the Bard with no name. Oh man, feels nice to get back into this. That being said, I got nothing to do really with the pre-speaking, so I'm just going to send it off to Tom for the ads. Let's go.
Alrighty. Thank you, JT, and of course, thank you, adventurers, once again for joining us on Falskallan Nights, or as we're calling it yet again this week, 6 Idiots and a Baby. Now, as you can imagine, Team Them is not ideally suited to bringing up a newly orphaned newborn, so we're not exactly sure what we can do with this kid, and we might just have to consult our sponsor, D&D Beyond. Their platform allows us to keep all our campaign info and character sheets in one place. They've got extensive character creation tools, expandable notes sections, and just about every source book you can name, except apparently Dr. Spock's Guide to Parenting. They've also got a handy inventory section that can allow you to easily equip and source all of your weapons, magical items, and that bag of caltrops you bought when you made the character thinking they'd be useful. They do also have a handy section for all those items that don't have a profile on D&D Beyond, like surprise babies. Thank you to D&D Beyond for continuing to sponsor us. Of course, if they have any songs about child rearing, I might just check in with our other sponsor, FX May Vary. They are a genre-hoppin', hard-rockin', dice-rollin' band of magnificent musicians from Newmarket, Ontario, who've recently joined the rarefied air of Dire Bear supporters. They balance toe-tapping tunes with mental health advocacy, and two of their esteemed number are now on one of our D&D shows. You can find them on YouTube, Spotify, and just about any place where music is streamed. You can also reach out to them on Facebook and Instagram. Their songs are designed to be enjoyed by everyone, and you may find yourself having feelings of happiness, an impulsive desire to move rhythmically, a need to share with others, a compulsion to follow the band on social media as well. As always, individual FX may vary. And if you'd like to jump in on the Dire Bear sponsorship bandwagon yourself, you most certainly can. Dire Bear's Patreon is live and loving it with a bunch of updated tiers and great new benefits to go along with them. You got Discord privileges, merch, mentions at the end of our streams, and even a chance to get monthly voice acting workshops with yours truly. If you've ever wanted to learn how I make the lovely dulcet tones of Diamondback, or the rocky brogue of Enduring Garnet, well, I'd be more than happy to teach you. Hop on over to patreon.com/direbearac and become part of the magic. While you're at it, you can also wear your Dire Bear love on your sleeve, and your legs, and your everything. Hit up Dire Bear merch store on Streamlabs and find yourself some killer swag for all kinds of nerdy needs. We've got t-shirts, we've got sweatpants, we've got hoodies, mouse pads, and more, all emblazoned with the roaring great Dire Bear logo. And with June just around the corner, it's a great time to look at our series of Pride-themed t-shirts with those beautiful rainbow D20s in the middle. Because no matter where you are, no matter what time it is, it's always a great time to say gay. Remember, nothing attracts bears like Dire Bear. JT, back over to you.
I'm a bear and I support this message. With that, I'd like to... let's get into it, guys. Welcome to Falskallan Nights. Last time on Falskallan Nights, the team have prepared themselves to get into combat, moving themselves into position, trying to understand what was going on. Seeing the Spriggan out in the middle of an opening with a woman on her back screaming in what seemed to be pain. Although the Spriggan wasn't attacking, it didn't seem combative or aggressive. Team them finally putting themselves into position only to get caught. The Spriggan moved in for a defensive maneuver, which threw everybody else off. Team them threw a couple of attacks in and then backed off. What's going on? This is not a normal combat. So, after a couple rounds of trying to convince this creature that was seemingly trying to protect this pregnant woman, there was something weird going on. Then, off in the background, all you heard was the cry of a baby that was just being born. That team then started coming in a little bit further, but at that point, there was a well within the center of these stones that had been sprouted right up. It started spewing all these vines, these tendrils, these bark-laden pillars. The rocks themselves started outgrowing vines, and at that point, the Spriggan attacked. Team them jumped into combat, hitting it left, right, and center. Diamondback desperately trying to survive. Desperately trying to survive both crows being thrown at him, the thatching coming up from underneath him. Finally deciding enough was enough. Used his epic spell. What was it, Tom?
Steel Wind Strike, also known as literal teleports behind you, nothing personal, kid.
Nothing personal, kid.
That's pretty much it. Blowing massive damage to the awakened trees that had come out of these rocks. The Spriggan being hit left, right, and center by Spleen. Beatrice chopping this thing down. And then suddenly, Halsterian coming in a fury, letting go his anger, transforming himself into the monster he wants to be. Making everybody happy and proud at the same moment. With this big surprise and reveal.
Yeah.
Yep. Basically, there was just metal music playing in the background.
We stand a woke king.
Yeah. Oh my god. I just realized Halsterian's Gretsuko. That being said, the Spriggan kept getting hit and finally retreated, turning itself invisible and somehow disappearing from the combat. With this center spire coming straight up and growing, Halsterian just decided, fuck it, we're gonna start hitting this tree. And that's what happened. Spleen, Beatrice, Halsterian started hitting this tree. But during this time, Diamondback and Yimmer were trying to help the pregnant woman that had just given birth to a child. She had been trying to run, not so well, given that she's still prone, but protected by a bubble that Howard had thrown onto her. Letting go, Diamondback finally was able to get a hold of her and teleport her away, but it was far too late, for she had passed away during the battle. Now with this baby in her hands, naked, screaming, Diamondback got her in hand. Team them, you see what looks to be the Dryads that had scouted you in coming up. And that's where we're going to start tonight's episode. Any sort of preparations you guys want to do, or like, what are you guys thinking?
Reminders, Halsterian, you have about a full minute of Dragon's Breath.
All right.
We
Super
all have a
helpful.
telepathic bond still.
Beep boop boop beep beep boop boop beep boop boop
Almost
beep
a
beep
full
boop
hour.
All you're hearing from Spain and me. Just looking at each other.
I'm just gonna wrap the baby in my poncho and kind of try to make it as comfy and warm as possible.
Okay.
Sort of
I'll pick one of
telepathically
mine.
communicate to the gang. We lost her. Sorry.
Although the carcass of the Spriggan almost faded away, you still see like it's more of like a not a skeletal structure, but more or less like still the roots and tree kind of shaped in the body of the thing reaching out.
Does it still have sap coming out of it?
No, because it kind of got whisked away after the blight.
I'm just
Yeah.
gonna toe at the vines and kick them around.
I mean, if you want to make it a like, if you want to,
I just want to see
search-
like what happened. Like, is it still growing? Is it dead? Like, the whole thing just like die together, or is it just her?
make a nature check. Then anybody who'd like to help Spleen do this, by all means, come on in. Just let me know if you are rolling.
I am. That's a 22.
Damn.
Oh,
Yeah.
she needs
Rolled
it.
a 19.
Okay, so you're looking at the Spriggan, the tree system. Like you're looking at like the whole battle area, basically, including the corpse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of like mostly the center
Mm-hmm.
of like what grew, like the tree. What does it look like? Does it look like the regular Fey trees? Does it look, I don't know, like what am I seeing
Okay, so we'll start.
now that combat's not
inspect-
my focus?
Yeah, now that combat's not your focus, you've calmed down from your rage. You're realize that okay, you're looking at more Fey ancestry sort of stuff. We'll start with the Spriggan then. With that roll, you notice that like it's basically almost like petrified wood at this point. Very sunken and sallow at this point, and very much reduced to the one like reduced down, so not as large as she once was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's dehydrated, so it's just like
Yeah.
kind of.
You look a little more closely and you realize, no, there actually still is some sap coming out of some of the like the wound marks that a lot of you guys had inflicted upon her.
It begins.
Can I taste it?
My God. Wait, did we just get hit with a no cursing?
Yeah.
Shamana!
There it is.
As
You, you
Well,
sticky
fuck me
boo-boo.
sideways. What the hell?
Well, it's
There it
fresh.
is.
You freaking ding dong.
Wingus Medingus.
Wingus McDingus.
By all means, if you can you taste it? I
Like,
mean,
what color is it?
it's almost amber-like, but there's a little bit of yellow kind of peering right through it. It's almost like a pine sap, but not exactly.
Okay.
Same as the like the feeling of it as well. It's very much sap, but you taste it.
Yeah, I want to taste it.
Okay, make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh, 15.
15. Okay, so you give it a little like how much you have. Pretty much like a 3-finger size, so kind of like a golf ball chunk of it. How much do you put in your mouth? You just do like a
Whatever I have is
Oh, you put the whole thing. Okay.
I beat a corpse. What?
So you put
serious liquids in my mouth, spleen.
it is super sticky and super chewy, and you start like rubbing it around. It is acrid. It is not very pleasant.
Spitters are quitters. You know when I said that I'm feeling pretty tame today? I take that back.
I knew that was a lie. Just,
Honestly,
Yep.
this isn't even the worst thing I've seen her lick.
That's
Me
true.
neither.
What else has she licked?
anywho,
Not in front of the child.
the baby, virgin ears.
They're hearing
It is
his
super sticky.
fully
It is
developed-
acrid as hell, and trying to mash this around your mouth, it is hard. It's almost like chewing an overchewed piece of gum, where it's like gets really hard.
Mhm.
It's very much that, and so obviously you're not gonna spit it out.
No.
Swallowing it takes a while. At this point, it's gonna take a couple of minutes for like a full on like digestion to get it down into the stomach.
Spleen, are you okay?
Yeah. I'm taking a souvenir.
We take it out and pass it to her. Wash it down. Wash it down.
Thanks.
Now that you keep going away from the Spriggan, a couple minutes go by. Okay, better yet, I'll continue this. Anybody else doing something?
Is the like wall of vines and all that still up?
No.
So they just kind of disappeared.
Like the wall of vines that had been coming out and like thatching throughout the ground on the from the rocks, they basically stopped and they've retracted.
Okay.
With so the main center spire is still tall. It has pulled down maybe about 10 feet. It's still about 30 feet up in the air. But all those vines have pulled back and they almost look frail,
Okay.
fragile.
So Yimmer and Diamondback could easily.
Yeah, you could be easily walking. You're walking through, and as that's happening, it's kind of shattering and just blowing away with the wind at that point. Almost tumbleweed-like at that point.
Before walking away, I did want to, kind of respectfully as I possibly could, check and see if the young woman had any like letters or notes or anything indicating where she came from, or if she's got family on her.
Yeah. I mean, it's not hard because there wasn't a lot of pockets or anything on this woman. You check the neckline and you see that there was a necklace there. It was a ring tied to a silver lace. And it's not very fancy or ornate, but and there's no symbolization or symbols or markers on it. It seems very basic. She looks like she's come from a pauper's life and very much dressed the part.
Mm-hmm.
Spleen. So you overlook further now that you've had this time to digest this sap.
Yeah.
You overlook this giant spire, and what you're seeing is it's definitely fey in nature, and almost resembles an ash tree, if you could think of it.
Mhm.
That being said, it looks pretty dormant at this point. Given what you saw, it growing super quickly and fast, it's basically completely stopped. And then I said already what was happening with the the thorn thatching that had come out from the rocks. This site feels pretty dormant now.
Yima would try go over to the main ash tree thing and try and actually carve out a bit, as well as look over at Spleen and say, "But why do you get to eat things? I try and eat things, I get in trouble, and you just took a big gun."
Well, it's
As you start speaking Spleen, you start speaking in Sylvanic, but also you start drooling out rainbow saliva. It is full on, just like, it's coming out like sap.
Oh no, she's tasted the rainbow.
That's why I don't let you eat things.
That's so awesome! That's never happened to me.
It's just because I conquered it.
What are you
It's been killed by
saying?
me. So I get to take a reward from it.
A little bug flies up.
Anybody getting what she's saying?
Yes, it's
And Halcerian,
Somehow-
even though she's speaking Sylvanic, it is a very butchered Sylvanic. It's pretty much like 1 in 3 words are intelligible
oh,
from the learned class.
of course.
So yeah, seeing this, Yima would definitely try and go over and scavenge any more, if there is.
Then I'm gonna need for you to make a nature check.
Nature. No betrayal. So important.
Still
Yeah.
sticking with my don't put strange liquids or
Oh,
They cut down a tree, both Spleen and Yimmer.
I know.
10.
just let it happen. If we don't, he won't learn anything.
I like to eat
I
dirt.
don't think it matters. I think either way.
Looking like Bark's back on the menu tonight, boys.
Hot. Hot.
My sense
What
of
is
fiber.
Encourage him to save it for
Go ahead and
later.
touch the pot.
Okay. So, Yimmer, what'd you get? You muted.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
We can hear you now.
now.
You're good.
We got you.
10.
10? You start looking around the wounds and the open marks that everybody had seemingly chopped into this fucking thing. Spleen already grabbed a nice golf ball sized round on one of the sides. You go around and you look right up in where the clavicle was, and you start seeing like, oh, there's a little vein in there of sap.
Alright. I'm taking as much as I can.
Yeah, you only find like half a golf ball size that is really usable, that isn't like tainted.
I'll have a little bit and put the other bit in the sack.
Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Woohoo! I want to fail. Woohoo! Constitution, you said?
Mm-hmm.
5.
Okay. Again, it's still very sticky. It's not as egregious as what Spleen had put in her mouth, but that's still here or there. It'll still take you a couple minutes for a good digestion.
Not that bad.
That's what I thought too.
At this point, Spleen, it stops. At this point, Spleen, it stops. You're not drooling, and you're not speaking Sylvanic anymore.
I didn't even notice.
Basically. At this point, you see Trilla coming in and walking up. I'm assuming all you guys have congregated into the one spot now.
Yeah, I'm just kind of
Mhm.
looking at the baby from
Yeah.
lower, so it's a little bit higher up, like.
All right, hang on. There they are.
Yeah.
Ew, God. Ew.
I mean, it's a squealing pink thing. It is still
Yeah.
crying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's Some mothers would think she's beautiful. Others
Covered in embryonic fluid and just
Yeah.
like.
exactly
That
that.
new poncho.
To that point, Trila comes up. Well, oh yeah, that's right. It's all in Sylvanic as well, but looks like you gave her peace. Thank you.
So, did you see the whole thing, or just like were you just standing there just waiting? Like, how'd you find us?
We knew where she was this whole time.
What?
We knew where she was this whole time.
Al, what are they saying?
We swore not to hurt her. We swore not to hurt each other. But that also meant she knew where we were. If we were coming close, we could have compromised you getting in.
I'm guessing Hal is telling us this.
Yeah, no, I've been translating all this for you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, but question. What's with her fascination with the little thing?
The
Yes,
little
do you
thing.
want this?
The baby?
Yeah, that.
You see Trila look over and like the overextenuated Dryadic features. She looks over. "Ugh. We want nothing to do with this whelpling. We want nothing to do with any of you.
Yeah, except to
What?
clean up your damn messes.
We could have left you to die.
Like you did that young woman. O's don't mean jack to me. If they allow the innocent to get killed for no good earthly reason.
You watch
We
your
just
tone
clean-
in our grove. We still control it here.
And I've dropped back into that sort of higher version of Elvish I was speaking earlier. Sanctimony from those who do not take responsibility for what happens in their house means very little to me right now.
We have our reasons. We wouldn't expect petty mortals to understand anything.
What? They were saying.
I think it's better if we just go.
Yeah.
Are we getting money?
I think what we're getting is a nice little chat. And then we
Yeah.
go somewhere nicer than this.
I think the only thing we get out of this spleen is that the refugees can come through without being maimed.
Which is what we were asked to.
So we continue down the road. We get to Solness. Eventually, we head back to forget the other city's name,
Stoiler.
Stoiler, and talk to the mayor there. He's the one that asked us to clear the way for the refugees. So
Yeah, but
Yeah.
what do we do with the kid?
Yeah.
It's
We
not
could head
exactly.
back to Stoiler,
Oh yeah.
see if there's anybody there. Let me know the woman. May know, which is unlikely considering she was attacked on the road. Her husband's probably dead on the road.
It's at this point, for those of you that are around the tree, you start noticing that there's a little bit of a magical pulse, just like kind of just pulsing up. And it starts shooting up into the sky, just this blue light just firing up. At this point, you notice that the trees, there's just a slit that just that comes through, the bark starting to break off and just open right up. And as you see, you notice that the Green Enchantress starts walking right through.
I was about to ask if we needed to frickle rack this thing up again.
You see the form of Oscar coming through. She walks out and sees Trilla and Diamondback having a heated conversation. And she looks up. She speaks to Trilla. Leave them be. I will deal with this now. Turns to all of you. And then looks at her fallen sister. You see that there's a tear starting to come down the eye. Oh, Willow, I wish I could have helped you. And you see her just like kind of gently float over and kind of brush away one of the sap tears that had formed, that started weeping again. I want to thank all of you for this. It's a hard thing for us to let go of a sister. But there was something that was corrupting her and we couldn't deal with. And this is all in common.
Oh, okay.
I
I'm
should
just
have
like, when
specified.
butterflies, like, oh.
Yeah,
Oh, attention.
yeah.
Those are some weird words.
She's still very, like, she's still extremely tall and, like, very muscular. But that being said, it was, she... I wish it didn't have to come down to this, but I couldn't see any other way. She kind of looks over. She kind of looks over Diamondback, like walks over to Diamondback and sees the child in hand and the mother. That
And
poor,
I kind of shield the child away a little bit.
that poor thing. Mother didn't survive, did she?
No. Might have had a better chance if someone had stepped in earlier. Nipped this thing in the bud, so to speak.
I'd like for you to make a history check, Diamondback.
All right. That is an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
There are a couple songs in your vernacular that you've learned over the years, sometimes that have Fae as a theme in the mysticisms about it. But you're not really... Like, a lot of the themes are of, like, deals being made and whatnot, and, you know, the trickery of such mystical beings. But in this heated moment, you're not really putting a lot of 2 and 2 together at this point.
So, what is this whole place? Like, what is this thing? These rocks, these stupid plants, no offense, and the tree that's all like, and it's weird, and then you just walk through it like it's nothing.
I think this is some weird magic-y thing.
Oh yeah, of course, but like the
This...
hell? No, the fuck? Go and start over.
Willow was the keeper of the well.
The well.
This is our portal back to the Fae.
Oh.
We lost contact with her. And when we saw her next, she turned to that and pointed to the Spriggan.
What?
We don't know why.
Was she on this side or the other side when you lost contact?
We don't know. Normally, contact between the Fae realm and the prime material plane is strenuous and sometimes chaotic. But now that you guys have taken her out, we could restore this back to normal.
I hope that you are able.
I know I asked you guys to help me out. All of you. And I'm truly appreciative of everything. I wish to give each of you a gift. If you were to receive it.
Sure.
Give me your hand. Show me your wrist. Howard, she comes up to you first. It's her hands, although large, gently wrap around. There's like a dexterity to her gracefulness that almost seems unreal. She takes her thumb and she just presses it in, like, right here. Right at the wrist. You start feeling this burning sensation. Just ever so slightly. Burning. It almost becomes almost too painful, and as that does, she releases, and you see an inscription just burned right into the skin, but it's not like a flaming burn. It's more or less like it was a tattoo. A tattoo that has like this neon blue that turns to white, shifts to green, and then sinks right into the skin.
What is it?
This is a favor.
To call upon you when we are in need of assistance.
Yes. May I see the child?
What do you want with it?
Why are you so distrusting?
A little angry is all. Kind of.
Don't let your anger take away from what I'm about to give this child.
All right.
Harry Potter.
Very gingerly, kind of hold it out. Still supporting.
Yeah, very much so. And she does the same thing, but I was gonna do it on the forehead, but now that you've made the symbology, I'm not even gonna do it. Now I gotta think of an actual cool location of this thing. Actually, you know what?
On the butt, like a Care Bear stamp.
God.
My Little Pony.
Guys, she takes her finger and puts it right behind the ear and just presses in, and the baby starts crying and almost starts naturally squealing. Don't worry. Pain will stop. She lets it go. And Diamondback, you take a quick look. And there's a symbol of a butterfly right behind the ear. She'll naturally know when to call on me.
Appreciate it.
Now that you've done your side, I have given a grand gift in return. I would like for you to leave. Mortals that stay in the grove too long tend to lose their mind.
Good to know.
I will see you when you call me. Hopefully it'll be good for a good use. But until then, I don't wish to see you in here. She stands back tall and starts speaking Sylvan to the others. Trilla, Ivy, Mahogany. Let's go.
Oi! Before you go, nature doesn't just get to choose what it defends and not. If you are truly nature, it gifts and takes. It doesn't roll over for anybody. Remember that. Don't let yourself get run over by your own.
She just keeps on walking. You guys are now
Wimps.
within this well. And you start noticing a bunch of, you see a bunch of ravens starting to fly overhead. At this point, it's, I don't remember the time of day. I would think it would be pretty much midday at this point.
Roll
Yeah,
D12.
because we left we left in the morning to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty much midday. You guys had this battle. And the sun is starting to set in the west, so you can either head back to Stoiler or you can keep on to Solness. Judging from kind of from triangulating from where you guys once were and kind of following the position, you're pretty much even distance, maybe a little bit more to Solness. Hard to really tell.
There is a quarantine zone outside of Solness. There will be people that may know of this woman there. Friends. I don't know. We don't want to take the trip back.
Would take us more time. Plus, this kid's got any kin in that area. Oh, it's her mom to get her over to them.
Should we bring the mother? Can't just leave her here.
Will they let us?
If they will, we can put her on a disc.
Well, it seems like they've just walked away.
Yeah. And even if they did put up
Yeah,
protest,
for-
I don't much. I'm sorry.
I don't think they care for her. I don't think they ever cared for anybody.
Yeah.
I don't see why they would care about her now.
Well, they want us to leave soon, so I'm gonna go ahead and start on this disc.
Easy enough. Ritual casting.
Yeah.
Cool. So while he's doing that 10-minute ritual casting, you guys are grabbing your thing together. I'm also just gonna lump this in because of Spleen's high nature check. On the Spriggan itself, you see a bunch of like hand carved totems that are still dangling off this creature. It didn't wither away with the blight. You also see like a couple of you see a couple of petals that are still almost wilted, but they're not. They're still in somewhat decent condition.
Did we see any male dryads out of curiosity?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody got anything to cover that poor woman with?
I got like a bunch of the I got a bunch of the La Shiraz disguises. Still got to put. Let me just. I got 12 of them. let me just.
Where are you pulling this out of?
A backpack. I took them off their bodies.
I forgot about that.
We can
I have a bedroll. We can cover her with some blankets. I don't mind sleeping under my furs tonight.
Yeah. Is that thing still alive? Like it's not the.
We don't know if they have babies. Like how they're all women. So maybe they just like grow for
Well, when two women love each other.
Please. Oh no, that's how it works. I've
know.
been with my fair share of women, spleen. I've not had that issue.
Oh,
Well,
not
I
yet.
So I've never had that issue with a male. So
I mean, it could be just like, what plants do.
Reproduce by budding.
Yeah.
Well, from what I've seen in all my travels, life finds a way.
Dude, gonna say that.
like
Life leads these things to live exactly.
Even when I'm not singing, I'm still a copyright claim magnet.
I hate you guys so much. At this point, you start swaddling up the body and the baby at the same time and just getting them secured. The disc finally finishes and place the body on gently. Who is holding the baby?
As far as I know, I've still got her, but if anyone wants...
You want to give me the baby?
Here,
I'm a
Diamondback.
great mommy.
Diamondback, let me give you a hand with that. And I'm gonna reach out and not take the baby. And I'm gonna cast prestidigitation.
Precisely.
I
Can you have some of that sap?
Yep.
Somebody please clip that.
And clean it up.
Yeah. I even got the punch. Thanks, man.
So, how? How do you still have hair?
Not the question I was gonna go with, but we should walk and talk.
Walking and talking.
How do you still have hair?
You start heading through this forest, and the overgrown fey nature that you guys had seen coming in is definitely shrunk, and the trees are starting to come back to what would be almost normal. Seems like this well, more or less, just over-accentuated a lot of the fey pressures that were coming out of that spot. Oh, shut up, Steve. Why do I have chat up? Fuck! You guys just said you weren't hoarding tonight. Fuck it, Christ.
When aren't we?
I said no such thing.
I know. A man can wish. A DM can wish. You start walking through anyhow, and hours go by. The trees and everything is still very much evergreen. You come over what looks to be like a high hill. You look over and you see the Sylvanic connection. I'm assuming you guys are going to head onto the road.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Home sweet highway.
Going on to the Sylvana connection, it's still very calm. The wind is starting to pick up a little bit, and the biting cold is not exactly fun to be around. That being said, it comes to the dusk time. It starts coming into nighttime, and you end up finding another one of those stopping areas where you could set up. I'm assuming you guys are going to stop.
It's deserted.
Yes, there's no bodies. There's no signs of any life or.
Order.
Too bad for Yammer, because I'm sure Yammer would have liked to meet some friends.
I've been denied so much in the last 24 hours. Just throwing that out there.
We've just been edging you, Yammer. Just been keeping you on the edge.
I just really need a friend or something.
At this point, a meteor starts coming in. I'd like all of you to take. And this is where the campaign sunsets here. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out tonight.
That giant Zelda moon.
I hate that thing so much. It's so
In 96 D1. Let's guarantee damage.
God.
Hey, Howard, you want to do, I don't know, one hut for people who want to sleep and one hut for whoever's looking after the kid?
Sure.
I'm just thinking this thing's probably going to be crying all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did end up calming down a little bit as you guys were walking.
Yeah.
But,
Do we need to feed this
I
thing?
was saying, I have some meat.
Spleen.
What?
It's
Human
a baby.
babies.
No
How is
teeth.
it supposed to grow big and strong?
No teeth.
I'll chew it up for it, and then it's all mush.
If
He has done that with Bree.
yeah, that's
Yes.
true.
And Bree is getting strong and big.
Yeah,
I know what I'm doing. I'm a good mommy.
I am not a parent. I will leave that to you.
I have younger siblings, and I don't think when they were babies, I mean, I was a baby also, but like, I don't think that's how it works. At least I'm a dwarf and this is a human, but I assume we're pretty similar.
Bree, make a... I don't know whether or not to make a nature or history check. Whatever one's higher.
They're both 0. That's a 16.
Ooh.
You have been around because dwarven families can tend to grow big and large, and given the community that you've been a part of, you have been around some of the caretaking, even though you've never really done it yourself. Just some of the remembering that's going on, and actually that's like, other than trying to maintain a lot of like breast milk or liquids within first parts of an infant's life, chewing very small portions of food to an almost mashed degree would actually help. So the spleen technically has it, right?
There's a fruitful thought.
Mommy mode activated.
I mean, I guess. You know,
Okay, well, okay.
needs milk. Needs.
I got cheese. Like that's
Perfect.
kind of like milk.
Yeah, let's heat that up over the fire or something. Throw some water in it. Maybe some vegetables and mash those up. I don't know.
Not the moldy stuff.
That's a good
Well,
idea.
yeah, that's for me. Like, obviously.
Do we have bread?
I have that.
We're making sandwiches?
Well, bread can get really, really soft if you get it wet.
I have some hardtack. I'm sure that's eventually the same.
I don't think we've got a week, pal.
What about, don't you magic people have, like, a magic food thingy?
Some do, not me.
I don't.
No.
Forget it.
The food I eat is kind of magic at times.
Well, I have some bones, and I can probably get the marrow out. That's really good and nutritious.
Yeah?
Yeah?
I mean, I don't think that's the way it works for.
Yeah, no.
You got me. I don't know.
Let's just sleep and feed this thing something.
Yeah.
And in the morning we'll drop it off. I don't know. Just don't let us take away.
I don't want a baby.
I'll
We'll
leave
take the
that to
baby.
It's
you guys.
fresh.
I'm gonna
Just to
take
be
a little
clear,
bit of a rest.
We're taking it back to the war zone?
To the refugee camp.
We're taking it to the quarantine outside of the war zone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where they're arguably going the other direction, though?
That's their problem.
Okay.
They were, but like, I'm assuming everybody just like died. Cause like, she was kidnapped. So like,
Wait, they're all dead? Wait.
well, no, not the quarantine. The people like crossing. You know, the refugees kind of go over to Stoiler. I assume
Oh,
those
she with
were-
someone. She must have been with a man.
She might have been with that caravan we came across before.
That's what I'm thinking.
Be my guess.
So, either way, there might be somebody somewhere that might have known the lady.
by the way, I start chewing up stuff. I start
You start-
spitting it out.
Yeah.
You guys, yeah. The meal commences and the baby eventually gets fed by very desperate means and people who do not know how to take care of said children. It very much
Speak for
is.
yourself.
I know how to take care of a child. I have 6 kids of my own, thank you.
You finally acknowledge those.
All right, Dad.
Yeah, they're all right here.
Oh, stop, Dad. You're embarrassing me.
Just wait until I come out in my underwear, honey.
No!
At least you're coming out in underwear.
Oh, no.
Wear socks, sandals.
Having terrible memories of like walking into my grandpa. Oh, God.
Saying things like, "Hey, what's the damage to servers when they bring the bill over?"
It's my right as a DM to embarrass my players.
You are Barak.
Welcome to the family. The night goes on. Who's making watches and whatnot?
I'll take one of the first ones.
Okay.
I'll take one.
work on that spell some.
Alrighty. So first one will be Howard. Second one will be Diamondback.
I will take one.
Take a third.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll join somebody.
I'll
Probably
keep Howard company. Oh, yeah.
Never mind.
No,
Wait,
please,
no.
you take watch.
That me and Spleen don't want to be on watch. You don't want me and Spleen on
What
watch.
do you mean? We are the dream team. We can achieve anything.
Me and Spleen on watch are just like, there's something over there. Let's go get it.
I know.
Run off and abandon camp.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That being said, okay, so first watch goes to Howard and Halsterian. Make perception checks. All right,
23.
23 and 14 for Halsterian.
Mm-hmm.
The night, as the sun goes from the nice purples and oranges into the sky, delves past the dusk into the tree lines, everything goes dark. It gets really dark. And the forest is oddly quiet. Kind of half looking around and focusing on the spell that you want to work on. You get the sense that there really isn't much around. It's almost serene in its quietness.
At a certain point, I just kind of pause, look up at Hal. So, what was that?
Several long years of pent-up frustration. Wanting to take a different path as well.
Yeah.
The ones I've been taking certainly haven't been working for me.
You know, you've been saying that you're, exhausted and such, not really up for using magic, but that was some normal Halsterian strength magic you used back there.
I've been having this worry. I haven't seen or heard or I have a bad feeling about Baltrus, and ancestor though he may be, I worry if he's well. Haven't seen. I mean, the magic still clearly works. I prefer not to perhaps tax him if I have the option not to. It's going to be a while before I'm able to see in person what really the status of my entire family is. Haven't seen them in several months now. I imagine they're doing fine, but
I could just shoot him a message.
Sorry, you could shoot Lord Baltrus a message.
Oh, you mean everyone else?
Well, I don't exactly recommend shooting Lord Baltrus a message. No. But it would be good to check on my parents. At the very least, to see what I suppose what they know, if they've been informed of what's been going on with me. And if, of course, we can then ask if my ancestor as well.
What makes you think he's in trouble?
I don't know. There's something I feel about my magic that has changed. Just something in the back of my head that's off. I don't know how else to put it, but off.
Is there anything I can do to help?
Thank you. I'm not really sure yet. When an opportunity presents itself, though, I will certainly let you know. I appreciate it.
So are you steering clear of magic, or just for now?
I'm not sure. It feels like every new thing I learn proves my last decade of learning wrong. When I use the magic that I have been using, Lord Baltrus's magic, it has served me well when I could see the path of least resistance, I suppose. But as these things get more complicated, it's, well, more complicated. And sometimes I just want to just take a step back and breathe in some different air. Something, well, breathed some stuffy library air for quite a while now, but being out around other, I guess, more physical fighters has given me realization I do have options. And that's why I opted for that enchanted belt earlier, just in case. And this silvered sword seems to have done a little bit of help in our last encounter, so it doesn't appear to have been steering me wrong.
It's true. And you did do some good in there.
I do have a feeling that any change like this is going to take some time and some major adjustments, and I'm sure Lord Baltus will not like that I'm doing anything with my hands other than somatic casting, but it fits. I don't know. It just fits.
Don't read the
This
chat,
is how
you
it
two.
feels.
Focus.
This is how it feels.
I made a mistake. I glanced.
Yeah.
Don't glance. Don't look.
Trying so hard not to laugh.
This is why I muted
I
myself.
want to ruin the emotional scene.
I was like, this is so beautiful. Why are we such assholes?
That's the name of the game.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I'm sorry.
I mean, until that point, it was actually oddly appropriate for that scene.
For those of you who are going to watch this on YouTube later, we started ship naming between Howard and Halsterian.
Yes.
Elsteroos is what got me.
Yeah, Halsteroos.
Carry on.
Not honk honk and bonk
and
bonk.
bonk bonk is what I saw. That's the one I saw.
Okay.
You know how I've been trying periodically to see if I can force some spells onto others through the sculpting capabilities. I can practice that a bit more and see what I can do with it. I may be able to help you fight with your hands more. The same way I do with spleen every now and then.
Right, I remember the dragon's breath. I do appreciate that.
Yeah, sorry
Sort of
about
a shame I
dropping
didn't
it.
get to use
It just kind of felt like maybe we should shield the infant and mother.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
And there will be more breath later.
Yeah. Honestly, maybe I should have left it going. It might have been a good idea to get rid of those thorns that were encroaching, but everything mostly worked out in the end, so. Well, I know a couple of the general spells will work. Spleen might be a little disappointed not to have as much on her end, but I'm sure she'll be fine.
Well, she can't be the only guinea pig.
True.
And quite frankly, I may be able to give some insight. For example, have you tried using something that belongs to you as the target of a self-targeting spell? Not quite like a voodoo doll, but you get the idea.
I have not, but I see where you're going with that. He starts taking off his glove from his sword hand.
Be still my heart.
They're getting undressed. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Love at a time.
And he hands it over to Hal. See if this fits.
A token of affection has just begun.
You might be onto something with that. The arcane crystal in there and everything. It might help. We'll try it. I'm a little burnt out at the moment, but we can try something in the morning before we get moving. And see if it helps.
All right. Let's give it a shot.
And
Can I roll for glove fitting? Like, with this attitude going on.
No.
Like a glove.
Doesn't fit, you must acquit.
God.
Ooh.
That's a hot take.
I mean, worst case, if it doesn't work, we've always got haste and large, the generals.
Spleen!
I take it we're all just actually awake and not actually.
No, we're just like laying down, we're just like
Don't sit in timeout.
reacting like
Oh my god.
He's annoying. He does not care. But he's just
Oh my god.
Everybody's just got popcorn in the other dome.
I mean, I got popcorn right here.
You hear any of this? Not a dang word.
I can lip read. It's hot.
Talk nerdy to me.
I'll keep it in mind with what I prepare tomorrow. We'll try some things.
Good. Trying to think of any other things that we could do to make this bond stronger. I'll sleep on it. Eventually.
Yeah, I'll keep it in mind. Maybe something to do with the components as well. Not sure. I mean, you do have the focus in the glove, but yeah. Get some sleep, Hal.
Just because you have only need 4 hours doesn't mean I won't take my entire shift.
We only need half time this time.
That's right. So this 2-hour conversation.
It's by the end of this, Yimmer, you can't control it. You start farting.
Oh, no.
You start
Oh, no.
you start farting, and you start seeing this noxious gas starting to come out, and you just can't stop. It's starting to encompass the dome. It's just staying within.
Oh man,
Like
Is it also rainbows?
Hang on, which dome are you in?
Everybody else is Diamondback. You're not in this.
oh man, but I've been there. Good
I'd
luck.
like everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Why is it bright pink?
It starts shifting. It's almost like a neon rave going on there, just like
Fuck.
I got a natural 20
okay,
for
I got a
28.
natural 3 for
Yeah.
4.
okay.
Yeah,
No, sorry, not Diamondback. Hal.
I got 2 on the die for 3.
Beatrice.
Is it a poison? It's poison.
Poison.
Fair question.
Yep, it is.
I get advantage.
Thinsies.
No, the funny thing is, everybody likes their own brand. No, you don't actually get to make the saving throw at this one. You just
23 for B.
23.
Mhm.
Everybody who had failed, which would be not well, I guess it's just Halsterian and Howard.
The 2 who are away.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, it was beautiful.
you're gonna have to spend a little bit of time retching, retching and reeling. And you start finding it extremely hard to breathe. Almost to the point that it's almost impossible to breathe. You might need to run.
Just gotta walk away. Just walk away.
How do we spend it now or later? We've both just received a point of luck saying how.
I've already
And then
done the
Howard.
description.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
kidding,
it's too
I'm
late.
kidding.
Yeah.
We're already screwed.
Otter says
Oh,
just
man.
kiss him already.
I
We
read.
both received a
He's not the
point
only
of
one who
luck.
says that.
I stopped
Who said
looking,
that?
okay? Otter.
Otter.
Yeah.
Beautiful moment ruined.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, I've been
Or enhanced
Josh.
depending on your perspective.
I've been waiting on this ship for 2
Diamondback, you
seasons
just
now.
see you're just sitting there in your dome. You have this crying baby in your arms, and it's gonna be a very long night for you. But this is not the first time you've dealt with such. That being the case, you look at the other dome, thinking, "Okay, what are those guys up to?" You see Howard and Halcyon run out. The dome dissipates because Howard left the dome, and you see this noxious gas cloud just sitting there. Just
Burning him.
Mushroom cloud.
it very much is a mushroom cloud that is like shaped, almost like a rave going on in there. Just little sparks of like.
Oh, I can't.
He's gonna look at the baby and
I'm
go,
gonna laugh too much.
"Kid, if we keep you around long enough, I promise you'll get used to this."
Mm.
We will adopt that child.
Oh yeah, Diamondback is getting very attached. Trust me.
Yes, Honor. We have a child.
That's right. You were part of that. So a child was born last session or 2 sessions ago.
Yeah, during
and,
the combat.
and survived a combat with Team Them.
Yeah. She was
The
put in
mother
a hamster
did
wheel.
not.
The mother
Put in a
passed
hamster ball.
away from the childbirth, so now
Yeah.
we are just stuck with a child in the
Where's the
middle
dead
of
body?
nowhere.
And in our defense, we could, if we wanted, play volleyball with the child.
And
in various sizes. Enlarged
And I'm
reduced.
feeding it. I'm feeding the baby. I chew up the food and I put it in its mouth.
That being the case, the dome dissipates. The dome dissipates, and you get this cold air rushing right in with you guys. People who weren't awake, I'm assuming all of you were for this fucking moment, let's be honest, are now very much awake.
The smell just makes me think of home,
Yeah,
and
it
I
was-
wake up because I hate
So
it.
cold.
Meanwhile, we're just over there together, just like,
you just around.
Wasn't me. I think.
Yeah, I apologize. That was a very inopportune time. I hope you can revisit what you were talking about uninterrupted. I'm just going to go back to sleep now. Sorry.
After about a minute or so, the cloud just dissipates, and it was just... For those who got the whiff, got the real bad whiff, and started gagging, it's a lingering smell, and it's just not pleasant at that point.
It's installed itself inside of my nostrils.
You can taste it.
Oh,
No.
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 Like it's all of that like moldy stuff that's been in the sack.
No.
Pretty much, it's like you got the mushroom farts, a little bit of the whiskey shits in
no.
there as well.
Oh,
And there's something peaty going on, but we don't know what.
we don't ask about that.
No.
it's a full culture in there.
Arr.
Yeah, it's a horticulture over there.
like a petri dish.
No. That being said, so Howard, are you setting up the dome again?
Yeah. Contemplating for several minutes whether I do it outside of range of him. And then I'll just put it back up around everyone.
Cast Tempest just to get the air clear.
Exactly. It's like, even though you can't see Diamondback in there, did we determine that sound could get through, or sound can be decided to go through or not?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because at this point, I pretty much see it as like one of those opaque glasses that are window panes that you could switch on, and then it turns foggy and then not.
Yeah.
So it'd be like,
yeah.
Diamondback sees this happening, just turns off, just turns to clear, and you just see him laughing and just...
Yeah.
It's like, you guys suck.
Yeah. It's kind of one of those things where it's like I definitely would have made sure that I kept sound like contained within the bubble, because the whole idea was baby gonna be crying all night.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
I like my sleep.
So you guys said the dome gets set back up, and that's first watch done.
Oh, let me go catch up on chat.
So second watch is who?
That'd be me.
Well, yeah, true.
I guess.
I mean,
Hammer too.
Diamondback is not in his own dome. So Yimmer, you're just in there by yourself. Or are you going
Yeah,
over to Diamondback's?
I'll be outside the dome, just so that
Fair
I
enough.
don't gas everyone again.
So every Diamondback, Yimmer, perception checks.
All right.
And because Yimmer isn't being watched by anyone, he's definitely looking around for things to scavenge.
Well, apparently my parental instincts are going into overdrive. That's a natural 20
Nice.
for a grand total of 26.
Ooh.
Daddy Diamondback.
Oh, please don't start that.
22 for Yimmer.
Okay, so what'd you get, Yim?
22.
22. Okay. Okay, so Diamondback, you're kind of more focused on just having this child and making sure they're alive and well. At that point, you're more or less focused on that, and let alone the noise this thing is making is wild. A screaming child is the most deafening thing at some points. That being said, Diamondback, Yimmer, you're looking around and it's still fairly quiet given the commotion that you just saw. So that created. That being said, so you're looking for more.
Yep.
Thou dare stray back into the forest?
No. No, Yimmer won't do that. Like, he'll reach, like, a foot has to be in the path, but, like,
How far out are you willing to go?
not very far.
Like, better yet, how far away from the camp are you willing to go?
Oh,
That would be the
probably 30 feet.
30 feet. You start doing just a perimeter walk around, and walking up the connection. You're still following the knee walls that have been placed up and whatnot for guarded protection. That being the case, you're looking around for any sort of anything really. It's snow covered. A lot of the stuff is snow covered, and the cart tracks that have been pulled through here. Some tracks look a little more recent than others, but that being the case, you're not exactly finding anything. It is still the winter time, so for things to grow, still not that.
I should have asked for those mushrooms back. Yeah. And yeah, Yimmer will just kind of keep walking in a perimeter.
Yeah. So that's pretty much your watch. It's just kind of walking back and forth, pacing. A little toot comes out here and there, but it's not as bombastic as the first release.
That's how Diamondback knows where Yimmer is. Just sees a little.
Yeah.
Like a smoke
He's just
signal.
like a pink mushroom cloud. Just.
Oh, the sonar is thick tonight.
And you see, that's why you shouldn't just eat any old thing you picked up off the ground. And I know that seems odd to you coming from, having just eaten something chewed up by a goblin, but we're talking about degrees here. How is the kid doing?
Kid's looking like a kid. She's looking fine.
No.
From
As an orc,
again, from your experience, I mean, it's always hard to tell, but sometimes it's like, if she's crying, that's good.
Yeah. So I do try to sing a lullaby, not just for in-game reasons, but also because I managed to, I think, negotiate us out of another no cursing. So Charminar, this is for you. All right, this one always made me laugh when I was young. Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
You feel that the child is inspired. It'll go out into the world.
Yeah.
That being the case, the watch goes on without any sort of trouble. And it goes on to the last little bit. The spleen, you guys doing it together, or is it a solo molo?
Girl power, let's do it.
Power. Make a watch.
All right, I'd like for you guys to make perception checks.
Ooh! It's a 23.
Nice,
18.
nice. The switch Yimmer comes back in, and you see a little, like, he obviously looked like he was rummaging. He's still got a little bit of snow kept in his beard. A little comes in, hands off the watch to the both of you. You guys get up, and you start, like, you're staying in the bubble, the dome.
No, I'm gonna sit outside because I'm gonna
Yeah.
sharpen my weapon.
Same.
All right, so you get out, and it's brisk. It's quite brisk out there. It's much colder than it was earlier in the day, and yeah, you're definitely in the depths of the night.
While sharpening, kind of looking out at the forest. We're gonna find them, you know,
Them?
your family.
Oh, I have no doubt my Gumpy T is holding strong.
Yeah. Just to let you know, so you don't have any sort of doubt. Yeah.
I don't know what the word doubt means.
Exactly.
No. My parents are safe at the farm in the quarantine zone, and my siblings are nearby, and yeah, we're fine. Everyone's fine.
Is it just your Gumpy T that was there, or is it?
He stayed back.
Hmm.
He stayed back. We were. Can't look at chat.
Brain.
Green.
Not a lot to work with.
Brain. I love it because it sounds like bean. I love that word.
We were at the blacksmithy when shit hit the town. And,
Well, then he should have plenty of weapons on hand.
oh yeah, he's good. His cane turns into a big battle axe. Like, he's badass, you know. He's an old fucker, but he's a badass, so I don't imagine him not putting up a fight and finding refuge.
Yeah. You fight good.
Thanks. Me too. She just leans over and gives her a fist bump.
So,
There's a pretty bird over there. Did you see the bird? Like, the sun's starting to come up, so, you know.
You know, after the whole crow thing, I don't know.
Yeah, those crows are fuckers.
That was really weird, though.
Yeah,
So, why
they-
are they there? You know, why are they those plant people?
they've been there longer than I know. You know, that's their place. We don't go through it. We don't touch it because people don't come back. So I assume either they get lost or if there's other Spriggans, you know, they find the people and
Mm.
that's the end. So I don't fuck with them. Super scary motherfuckers. I don't fuck with them. Therefore, they don't fuck with me. The end.
Fair enough. I did want to punch every single one in the face, though.
What the fuck were they saying?
I
Like,
don't
I
know.
didn't understand a goddamn word that came out of one of their mouths.
Yeah, I didn't understand it, but based off Diamondback's body language, I don't think they were nice.
No. It doesn't surprise me.
The thing with like Diamondback is like I haven't really seen him angry before, but he seems kind of a little short with him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know any of you folk all that well yet, but I'm getting there. But yeah, it did seem out of his ordinary. Seems very carefree and seemed to be very upset by the woman dying and them not helping.
He's I guess he's got a decent head on his shoulders kind of guy.
Seems
He looks out for his own, I'll tell you that. We all look out for each other.
stay on your good sides is what you're saying. Got it.
Hey,
I've really enjoyed my time adventuring with you a lot, so I don't think I'm going anywhere anytime soon.
I hope so. I mean, no hard feelings if you gotta go. We get it.
Nah, I like it here.
You guys are having this conversation, and you're looking up at the sky, and you see that the clouds have dissipated and opening up. You see the stars. They're extra vibrant tonight. You see a couple of the constellations, and the one that catches your eye the most is the Sundering. The one of the legend of the Assamirians falling from the skies to the earth. And it's at that moment you start seeing just a crisp color of green cutting through the sky, almost faintly, turning brighter, and then another one weaving in and out, just hanging and dangling. You see it, they're almost dancing. Another light and tendril turns from a green to a yellow, purple, little hints of red. This lasts for a while, and it is spectacular.
It's nice to be back home. Or as close to home as I am currently.
Yeah.
They get stronger, almost dancing and weaving within themselves. As quickly as they started, they start to fade away.
Did you see that one? It made the shape of a dick.
I was just thinking the same thing.
And with that, your watch starts coming to an end. The sun starts to rise. And that's where we're going to take a break.
Is that gonna be?
All right, so I'd like to thank you guys all for being so patient with us. Please wait a couple minutes. We all just got to get a big old stretch and some water hydration going on. So at that point, we'll see you guys very soon. everybody, to Falskallan Nights. Cosplay. Welcome to Falskallan Nights. Oh god, the derailment's already hard. Okay, go to combat. Let's go.
Oh God! I didn't have a long rest.
You guys wake up. Everybody wakes up feeling fully recovered, except for Diamondback. You're going to take a point of exhaustion.
Yep.
That being the case, everybody has had a long rest. And, I mean, Diamondback, you did heal up. You're just taking the exhaustion because you didn't sleep.
Right. Does that mean spell slots haven't come back as well?
Half of them.
Cool. Right. I'll do the math on that while we move on.
I am a gentle god. I'm not going to be that cruel to you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
That being said, it is a beautiful morning. The clouds are clear. The sun is rising, and you're heading right into the sunrise. I'm assuming.
We're staying on the path.
Yeah, you're staying on the path. Right on.
Yep.
You keep moving
Yep.
forward. You keep moving forward, and like for every one of you to make perception checks.
All right.
Okay.
And exhaustion means disadvantage on that, right?
Disadvantage on ability checks.
Yep. Thank you.
Which you can always
Very
double check
appropriate.
with D&D Beyond. It when you have exhaustion points, it'll tell you for each point you have what that rank adds on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Thanks for the great plug. Look at the non-advertiser advertising.
Right.
Okay, Howard.
Natural 20 for 24.
Okay, Beatrice.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Are you even trying? Spleen.
17.
See, Spleen's trying. Yimmer.
Yeah.
23.
Halsterian.
22.
Damn.
Diamondback.
Natural 1.
Why won't you stop crying?
Never gonna give you.
It's like you're just singing the same like key phrasing over and over because you found the one thing that actually soothes a child.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I've been doing this for 8 hours.
Diamondback comes out of the dome and he is rough. But the baby is quiet and sleeping soundly. That being the case, you guys start heading forward. Looking around, and the birds are starting to sing. The forest is starting to liven up, and you get out of the evergreen section of the heart of the Woad. It start coming back into the maples and the birches and the willows that have since lost their leaves, but you recognize that you're starting to come closer to the edge of this forest. That being said, Howard, only you see this. Catch just glimpses out of the corner of your eye. You think that, oh, you're being watched. And you look over and you see what almost, it's kind of like one of those after image things where you think you see something out of the corner of your eye and you think something just rounded the corner. That's exactly what you feel. That being said, it's rather smooth sailing. Moving further, you eventually, this will be hours after the fact. You start getting yourself closer, and you finally get yourself to the edge of the woods. And I would like all of you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
I'm not wise.
Wait.
No.
Hold on just 1 second.
Oh, Beatrice. I saw face.
It's not a good roll.
Can't leave the woods.
It's just an invisible wall.
Someone
JT is same person right there.
we got one brain cell.
Oh, and sorry, for mechanical reasons, is this against being charmed?
That's what I'm looking into.
Thank you.
Oh. I have things.
I am easily charmed.
It'd be nice if I actually thought of this beforehand.
It's okay, you're just building up suspense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
In your defense, you probably thought we were going to burn the forest down.
True.
Yep.
That song's in my head.
Okay. It is not a charm.
Okay.
So, Howard.
Hell yeah, that point of luck helped a lot.
Oh,
Hold on.
yeah, gonna have to use that. Hang on. Oh, yeah, no, that just made it worse. All right.
I went from a natural 1 plus 4 to a natural 4 plus 4. 8.
Oh, no.
I went the other way around.
You can choose the higher
B.
one with the with a luck.
With a little point of luck, yeah. 5. Spleen.
And now you
15.
land on a 20. you
15.
bitch.
Yimmer.
13.
Diamondback.
14.
Okay. Anybody who rolled above a 10
Yes.
Succeeded. For those who had rolled lower, you're walking through. I don't know how else to describe this other than the time that you spent within the grove and around the well has now disappeared. You have no recollection. You have no recollection of it other than you had heard the crying of a mother giving birth to a child, and she had given birth, and you guys have this child with you.
I was fine, and now I have a
Just-
baby.
You remember the
Just
Dryad?
when we were at the
No.
grove?
The grove and the well, any of the Dryads, you don't remember.
Does this include camping out last night?
Oh, that still includes camping out last night. You were on the Sylvanic Connection.
Goodbye, ship moment.
No, what do you mean goodbye ship moment? You guys remember that.
Oh,
Oh,
okay,
you
misunderstood
said
you.
Oh,
Sorry, okay, I misunderstood what you were saying. No.
I was like,
basically,
okay.
basically anything to do with the Dryads, you
You
now magically
don't remember. And
do not
I'm
remember.
the one with the thing in
your
my
memories.
arm.
Your memories have been warped and shifted.
Yeah.
So other than like you have this child and you know why, but some of you are. Don't you dare to sink those ship. I built this ship. I will sink it if I have to.
I was about to turn
Mutiny.
to Hal and be like, "Why do you have my glove?"
No. I'm about to say they'd be like
Okay, but that's yeah. But Diamondback and Yimmer, you remember all of it. You feel like a slight pressure in your head as you're leaving the forest and coming into the grazing lands. And it was like, oh, just a pressure headache, maybe? I don't know.
Mm.
But the rest of you guys, because you don't have a frame of reference of what you have remembered at this point, you just don't know.
Well,
Yeah.
I got a 15, so
It was
Never mind.
anything below 10 failed.
okay. I was like, wait.
Wait, sorry. I didn't call you. That's why I
Oh, 15.
yeah, so you remember.
Okay.
So the three of you don't remember this, but you won't have a reference of it. The events have just slightly shifted and changed, and the fact that some of you were kind of hurt badly.
And there's a baby.
And yeah, there's a child there. That
We
being the
still have
case.
them all floating on the.
On the tensor disc, yeah. No, you're just dragging along with a rope.
Dragging her by the feet.
Oh, God. That went morbid quickly.
Be bad form for me to,
Yes.
Okay.
That being said, you walk out into the grazing lands just northwest of Solness. Out onto these fields, you could see for miles and miles. Although snow-covered, you see the fencing lines that designate off different areas, and definitely a good 50-foot swath where it's just a fence far away from the Woad, the Dryatic Woad. Kind of giving you the sense that, okay, maybe this was, one of those semi-deterrents to make sure nobody is stupid enough to actually get close enough to it. That being the case, you see the citadel of Solness out on top of a high hill in the distance. You don't exactly see the top of the walls just yet, but further walking ahead, you will be able to do that. This land definitely looks like it's been farmed and tilled for years. But walking out into the open plain, you do get the immediate blast of cold air hitting your face from the ocean that is just south of you. B, this is home.
It's good to be back.
Yep. And as solemn as it is to look upon, seeing the citadel is still very, it's home. That being said, you guys start moving along, and eventually, going through the days, you start seeing more crows and seagulls flying up and around each other, almost kind of semi-fighting for territory up in the air. As you get closer, you start seeing the refugee camp, and it starts with a set of tents that are kind of just placed out in the field, kind of sporadically and randomly, and around a bonfire. And the closer you get, the closer you start getting into the main hub of the area, you start realizing there's more of an organization happening between tents and bonfires and whatnot. You notice that there's a couple of the Mastiff battalion right with you. They come up and they're so for Beatrice, the Mastiff battalion is the small races that have been trained as cavalier fighters on giant mastiffs. Best used for short range scoutings and quick captures of anything, or great for guards and great for short melees.
Cute.
So you see, as you guys are walking out, you see a couple of them just on their mastiffs walking in patrol formation on the sides of the roads. And this road is still very much it's still mud. It's hardened mud that's been compact down with the snow and everything that's going in. Some of the heats of the sun kind of melted it, and so you get kind of ice patch sections, but it's not too terrible. That being the case, they acknowledge you guys and keep moving on. Further in, you start seeing the different swaths of life that are there, and you notice that, okay, these are the people that you had grown up with. Some dwarven families that have huddled together, a couple of gnomish, mainly human and elvish in this section of town at least, but you still sense that there's not so much as a looming dread, but there's an acceptance of where they are at this moment. And you notice that some of the Sylvanian Guard are now patrolling in between a lot of these like very regimented and segmented tent sections, just walking back and forth. You notice that their blacks and purples really distinguish them, and so it's still very much plate armor. Some wear chainmail, but they have like the half cloak that kind of drapes right down. It was always very well designed in its own right. Eventually, you guys see a series of very large tents, what almost look to be like common areas. And a couple of the guards that are standing there, Sylvanian, they look like to be more of like elite guards themselves. They start coming up, and you see the one of them, very skinny, looks to have like a goatee that starts here, comes down, and it can't exactly grow it right on the chin, but for God's sake, he's trying. He comes up, what can I help you with? You seem to have come down from the connection. Come from Stoyla?
Yeah, we've come in from Stoyler. I fled Solness feels like months back now, and we're hoping to lend a hand.
At this point, the time reference between you leaving, it's about a month from you leaving the refugee camp to go up to Onver and whatnot, come back.
Okay.
It's been about a month and a bit. I see. So then, if you're coming in from Stoyla and not, oh wait, you mark the Bear of Onver. What? You need to see the captain?
It'd probably be a good idea. By the way, do y'all send out a convoy along the Sylvanic connection a while back?
I mean, convoys go all the time out that way. They don't ever return because we figured they don't want to come back. Given the situation, I don't blame them.
Fair enough.
They haven't been making it all the way to Stoyler.
What do you mean? Come with me. We need to talk.
Oh boy, there's a lot to talk about.
There is.
Yeah.
They don't know what's going on.
Playing from Pixel 5.
Sorry.
Now I don't know.
Dryads, they're back!
Only I can read the
Out
ominous
of
voice.
character.
Alexa, play surveillance state.
It's okay, China. We're playing D&D. You go further in, you start seeing the more militaristic style tentings being that have been erected around a central bonfire, and you notice that Howard, you see a couple of ward shriners that have been setting up barriers and wards in around the camping. So you definitely, now that you notice that they're there, you start noticing the little things that have been popping up left, right. So you see like a couple of totems that have been set with a couple of runes and etched into them, and you just thought it was just decorative at that point, and realizing, oh no, that's not the case. The guard leads you further in, and you start going into what looks to be a command tent. It's very much almost circus style, very cylindrical in its nature, with a nice tall peak sitting straight up. The guard pulls you in. Captain, Commander, we've got a guest from Enver here, and you notice that you see two heads pop up. They're at what looks to be a war table, just kind of sitting and talking, but on the table itself is very much like a strategy. Looks to be like a map of Solness itself and strategies, ideas that are being played out. You're not too sure what's going on at that point. But as soon as you walk inside, you notice that there are a bunch of Soulweaver Consortium people kind of just looking over a couple of injured guards that have been, well, looks to be a couple of cuts left and right. Nothing too serious from initial lookings. It's almost super busy in here, just by people walking about and having small, very light conversations. And as soon as the guard comes up and addresses himself, the captain, a rotund kind of man wearing the Sylvanian guard uniform. Looks like this guy is like fairly old and fairly weathered in age. You've kind of seen him around at a couple of the galas that Dumpy T had brought you around to. This is Felton Belwaz. He comes up. Well, Varian, what could I be doing here? Are you the reinforcements that they were set?
Guess that's us.
I see. I thought there would be more of you.
Forces are.
We're more than enough.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to be able to. I'm not going to talk against the colors. God, I did that one standing and she nearly ripped me apart. That being the case, what is it that you're here to do anyway? You have a game plan? Attack?
Kind of research first.
Bruce, come. And you see the other man who's wearing more of a militaristic commander's uniform. Howard, you definitely picked that out, and it's like, okay, this guy is a high-ranking officer and somebody deems respect. He's an elvish man wearing almost the formal, almost like a formal military attire, but there's been modifications added on afterwards, which seems almost like against the rules. But then when you're the one leading the troop, you can do whatever the fuck you want. It's very nice and fit, but almost shortcut hair, the long pointed ears sticking right back, and you see in these hazel eyes that into these like nearly sunken sockets. This, for an elvish man, he looks tired.
Yeah, join the club.
He looks up. Well, what can I help you with? You seem to be sent by the colors. I'm assuming Violet Fury sent you.
Yeah. We're here to do what we can to take care of this problem and hopefully break Solness from the necessity of quarantine.
Roger. Oh, I see that. Oh, you have a child with you. Oh, me. Lord. Rixie, come here. As he calls upon you, see this tiny halfling woman come up. She's wearing the Soul Weavers Consortium overcoats. It looks like she's really they're worn down, some bloodstains here and there. Looks like she hasn't really washed them in a very long time. Very cute button nose, tinier mouth, and just like a somewhat wider frame. And she comes up. Well, what is it that I can do for you? Oh, she's such a child. Bring it here. Bring it here.
I'm awake. What?
Give it here.
Sure
Where
thing.
did you get this?
We got into a bit of an entanglement in the Sylvanic woods.
Yeah, you could say that. It's fixed, by the way. Apparently there was some corruption thing going on, and they were attacking people, or one of them was attacking people on the path. And so we dealt with the problem. And then we have a baby. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Come on, it's not that early in the morning.
Yes, it is.
I told you to give me the baby, but you won't give me the baby.
The commander's voice comes in. It'd be nice if you guys didn't argue in here, but that's not the point of this whole conversation. And you said you were attacked?
It wasn't intentional on the part of the Dryads, so far as we could tell. One of their number was corrupted somehow.
You interacted with the Dryads, and total focus is on your group now.
Yeah, we talked to them. We went to their whole camp and talked to their leader. Killed one of their sisters on their request.
That'd be the corrupted one.
Yeah, that was the corrupted one.
You see, Guard Captain Belwaz raise his hand, snap his finger, and you see a couple of the lieutenants coming up. Kit, Maraxis. Get a scribe in here. We're going to need to know this information. And they start running off and out.
Hal is looking just as confused as B is, and she's going, the fuck? We did what now?
Mm-hmm.
Starting to smell spleen to see if she smells like any certain someone's mushrooms.
Make a perception check. As you're doing the slight sniff, the commander and guard captain usher you over to the war table, and you get a better look at Soul Nest now, and you recognize. I'll post it in chat a little bit later, but actually, I can do this right now. You get a look at. There we go. Pardon me. Technology. Weird, eh?
Yep.
Get a look at the city, and you notice that Iron Place is circled, and a couple of the other wards have been marked down with a bunch of X's on them. They look up. You had an encounter with the Dryads, and you survived.
Of course.
Yeah,
Well.
they didn't like us being there, and they kind of shooed us out as soon as we were done, helping them. But
Yeah, because apparently they don't kill their own, even if their own is fucking up their shit.
Yeah.
And breaking their deal or something. You guys have some sort of deal.
They got a real stick up their ass about it too, if you'll pardon the tree pun.
Yeah, I get that. They wanted us to leave them alone.
That's a good one.
Just because my ADHD brain is kicking in. The body of the woman. Where?
Oh yeah.
On a disc.
You just left it outside.
Oh, the disc follows me. Which makes
So,
it hard to get through
there's
the
a
doorway, I
stinky lump.
guess.
Okay, well that point, Rixie takes a look at the child and takes a look at the mother. Oh, Helena. Oh, girl. Oh, no.
You know her?
She's. I know her. Yeah. Yeah, I do.
I'm
We
sorry we couldn't do more.
She left on the caravan.
And then,
Is this hers?
yeah.
Oh. And she's just. Thank you. Oh, we'll give you up. Let me get my voices straight, please. I'll get her to her family. Is there anything else on the bodies?
There were too many of the caravan to take back. We encountered the mother when we fought the corrupted spirit. It seemed like it was trying to protect her. Wasn't much it or us could do. We tried.
Then you see just a solemn face on her, and then you see the look of the child, and the eyes start opening up just a little bit, and a kind of a half-cracked smile comes in. I'll get her to her family. Trust me, I will. Thank you.
Her family weren't on the caravan then?
Well, only some of them left. I mean, her and her husband for sure. But, thank you.
Kid can keep the poncho. Don't want her getting cold.
Thank you. And she kind of walks off in a way.
Wait, have we figured out a name?
Family will give her one that suits.
Yes, I don't believe we get to name someone else's baby.
But I fed her.
I'm sure
Let's
Diamondback.
not say that too loud.
I'm sure Diamondback was calling her a little shit all night with the noises she was making.
Yeah.
Well,
And it's at this point you see a scribe come in, and it's definitely a younger kid in academy robes that have definitely got roped into guard duty. Probably did something bad to get pulled into duty like this, especially in a quarantine. You've heard of such things happening, so clearly it's not the best job, but you know what? It's something. It's good experience learning how to dictate and whatnot, or be dictated to. That being the case, this kid comes up and he's got parchment and paper with him, ready to go. The commander looks up and says, "All right, now that he's here, describe what happened."
We were traveling through the Slavonic connection. We heard a woman crying. We investigated the woman crying. Here we are.
No.
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 Yeah.
You're missing like all of it.
No, that's what happened.
That was pretty succinct, yeah.
No.
So you're telling me that you didn't deal with the Dryads?
We did. We met them. We spoke with them. Only one spoke common. The others spoke like their plant language. And
Sylvanic.
that Sylvanic. Yeah, Sylvanic. And then so we were traveling, we found a caravan, and it was all dead. They're dead. And then we got attacked by this like tree person that was like she had red eyes, and she attacked us. and then trees were coming to life and attacking us, and we fucked them up. It was awesome. And then these hot plant ladies were coming in, and they were like, speaking Sylvie, and then they like made us follow them, and so we followed them, and then we were at this whole camp place, and there was a big ass tree and a really big ass hot lady that was green, and she was their leader or something, and she was like, "Oh, my sister that attacked you is fucked up, and how much do you want me to go? Because I'll do the whole thing."
They're not stopping you.
I explained the whole thing.
Okay, you notice I was doing it in time to your.
Yes, you were.
So you explain the whole story, and so for the sake of brevity, you guys have an argument. You guys have an argument with each other as the captain, the scribe, and the commander are trying to determine whether or not you're trying to pull their leg, because you're all having a different sided argument of the same
I'm
event.
like sitting on their table, like crisscross applesauce, like talking to them. Like
And
I'm sat down and like explain it.
Yeah.
If the people who don't remember
I'm
like
set.
get loud enough, I'm gonna say, "All right, I'm gonna put this to bed right now. If y'all think we might have dreamed this, I assure you we didn't. Do you know why?"
I don't know. I'm just confused. I don't
Because I
remember
didn't
half of this.
goddamn sleep last night is why.
I mean, that was the baby's
Because the
fault.
baby
Yeah,
who we rescued from the mother.
And where was the mother?
So
In the Woad.
No. Not even close.
But counterpoint, yes, it was.
what? Why aren't you three getting it?
Because this sounds bogus. I wouldn't step foot into the Woad. I know all the shit that goes on in there.
Well, then who are you, and where's the real bee? Then you must be fakes.
Or perhaps you are.
No, there's only one of me.
I'm sorry. Does anybody here have tea?
It's at this.
No.
You see a couple of what looks to be like support crew come up, and they have basically like a little food area set up within the tent itself. There's like little snacks, pastries, drinks that are there. Just basic continental stuff, kind of to hold people over.
Hold on. Wait. I know those three are not gonna remember. But diving back in, didn't the lady, big green hot lady, say that the longer you're in there, the weirder shit gets to you or something?
That's paraphrasing, but yes.
I'm pretty
Yes,
sure she
that's
said the
okay.
exact words of that. So, maybe they got,
I mean, I'm not crazy. I just don't remember any of this. Well, I mean, I remember bits and pieces. I don't remember anything about any dryads.
that's a real shame because they had rockin' tits.
Checks to see if the scribe is transcribing those words.
Yeah.
You just see rocking tits.
Oh, we got
Wouldn't.
this this like liquid thing from the lady.
We did? What does it do?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
I forgot.
hang on. Howard, check your wrist. Is there a mark there?
You look at
No.
the you look at the wrist, and the moment you start looking at it, you see just a faint blue marker start glowing just ever so lightly.
Well, that's a little weird. I don't remember that.
Exactly. Green Enchantress gave that to you. Said if we needed her help, we had one favor we could call in, and that's it right there. Kid's got one as well. Well, butterfly behind the ear, but who's keeping track?
The
Okay, but how? How do I even activate it?
You got me. I just work here.
I don't. I guess I'll just try stuff if we need it.
Do you remember what this vial of liquid is for? She says it was something. Not you. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Diamondback. I know you don't remember.
I think that was to protect us or help us heal if we got stabbed or cut. And remember how Yimmer and I couldn't heal?
oh, that's
after
right. Spleen and
slashed up
Beatrice
by
don't
the,
get healed from that long rest.
Oh, I think I was at 63 then. What is that minus? Okay, well, I'll get there for you.
Thank you for the reminder.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I'd love to help. I think I was at 63. I don't know. I was in low 60s, so I'm gonna say.
So yeah, Beatrice, you've got wounds on you that don't exactly make sense to your story.
Fuck did this happen?
Yeah,
The
just
fight.
half an intestine is sticking out. Just
work.
It
Yeah,
was
y'all
during
might
the
want
fight.
to, I think, drink some of that. I can't remember where the hell we were. Do you remember what we were supposed to do with that stuff?
No.
it
I
is liquid in nature. It's not a thick salve.
Like
I down
I
it.
would say
You down it?
drink it.
Yep. I
Okay,
down it.
The whole thing?
Yeah.
all right. You taste it. You drink it down, and as you're guzzling it, it is actually kind of pleasant. There's a hint of honey into it. So you start drinking it, and you realize, oh wow, I feel rather refreshed.
Oh.
Feel a little bit rejuvenated, and it's like, oh, that's kind of neat. And a little bit of your wounds start just naturally stitching themselves together. Now you get the effect of the long rest.
Wow.
What? Why does Splain get to lick and have everything?
Look,
If you have a vial of indeterminable liquid on you and you want to drink it, there's no one here that will stop you.
You stop me every time I take out this vial of liquid. And it's the vial from the underground layer.
Oh dear
That's
God!
because that's
Well-
not indeterminable. We know that it's dangerous.
Yes,
enough with this. We need to keep moving forward here. What? So you're just you just see like the jowls just jiggle every time.
Yeah.
Clearly, you've got memory loss. Clearly, you are insane. It points to Yimmer. If you didn't have the Onvirian symbol on them and the color's approval, I would have kicked you out already.
Wouldn't have been the first time.
So what's your plan? What's going on here? What are you...
Well, that's our question for you. We just got here. What's going on here?
The commander steps up. The commander steps up. Excuse me, Miss Goblin. If you could get off the table, please.
I slip off.
Don't you think the Dryads were a bit nicer?
Thank you. He starts going into a strategic thing. I'm going to get right into that, but just Howard, you kind of get like a tap on the shoulder as that happens, and you notice it's the scribe, and it was like, "Can I see this?"
I guess.
He looks at it. Oh, that's so cool. That's really cool. How did you get that?
I don't remember.
You don't remember. They say you dealt with Dryads and whatnot, so you telling me? Oh. He just looks up and kind of laughs. You lost your mind. I got it.
What? My
We
mind's
lost our what?
fine.
Yeah. I know. It seems you lost your mind. You haven't read the stories?
About what?
Only people who deal with faith creatures usually end up losing their minds.
Those woods are connected to the Fae?
You don't know?
Not very familiar with the area, no.
I see. You might want to go get that checked out.
Okay.
The commander looks up and in, and he starts pointing out to... Oh, sorry.
Can I get
was
this checked out?
You've got the same thing that Spleen drank. You're not gonna heal up until you drink the damn thing.
Drink the thing
Where's the thing? No one's giving me a thing.
in your bag.
I have one?
Yeah.
You guys are having this argument again, super loudly. This is the commander's going through the thing. Would you just mind? God! I'm dealing with children here. Fuck.
Yeah.
So, do you search for
Yeah, I searched my bag.
You find it. It's in a pretty obvious spot where you usually normally keep your potions and whatnot.
Drinks it.
You drink it. You drink it. It again tastes like honey. It's a really warm feeling, and you start feeling your wounds stitching up and like everything feeling a lot better. As you drink the last drop, your mind just opens right up, and you just get all your memories flooding right back at you.
Oh shit, Spleen's right!
Like that's. No, what?
No, yeah, we went in the Woad, and then we dealt with a whole bunch of hot tree ladies, just like she was saying. What the fuck? Why?
I would lie about that.
So now you have both these memories in your mind conflicting with each other. You
Okay.
know what one is true, but
But like, I could have swore we just dealt with the pregnant lady. But like, I remember going into the Woad, if we're having this whole conversation after again.
Oh,
Howard's just like, what? Let's.
Drink the fucking potions.
and how your hair was on fire? You had
Hold
blue
on.
fire.
Spleen. Shh. Let's talk about this in a little bit. Let's listen to what they have to say so we can get what we need done.
it's like wrangling fucking cats
There's
sometimes.
clearly a lot to this. Let's first hear
She's
what they
just
have
like
to
sitting
say.
down, just like grabbing onto her head, just like,
All right.
how much did I drink? Speaking of drink,
At that point, the commander starts going into his going into strategic spiel. We've been having our guards patrol the outside on the west of Voltad up to Glower's Way, we haven't been finding any sort of way to get into the city that doesn't meet with shamblers. For reference, these are the people that are acting extremely strange and very violent towards us. They don't seem to be leaving the Iron Place district. There's a few that do, and when they do, they bull rush us, and, well, we put them down on spot, and our mages set fire to the bodies. We don't want anything to happen with that. A bunch of the Soul Weavers have told us about Trollsbane and the effects that it has on the body, at least what we thought happened. That being the case, these people have seemed to have lost their minds, and we don't want to be infected.
So wait, they're only in the Iron District?
We haven't gone in.
Do you know if there are any living?
Anything living, we keep hearing noises within the city itself that determine that probably not just shamblers themselves. We hear the sounds of what are dogs?
Dogs.
We've sent a couple scouts in, but they've never really made it back. One team made it far, but the shamblers deterred them rather well. That being the case, we tried getting closer to the Citadel and closer to the waters, but the waters have been brigaded off by a bunch of the ships from the ports, and if we get too close to the Citadel, we get fired on by arrows.
Ramblers?
The ones that B you mentioned, and they were saying that Trollsbane seems to have evolved. They're very violent and attack anything they see.
Sounds like it. I mean, I can't say for sure. I mean, a description is, you can describe a orange, but it could be a lemon. I don't know.
You said when you get close to the Citadel, you're fired upon. You've been burning the bodies to prevent the spread?
Yes, we've been making sure that we're not taking any chances ourselves. That being the case, all of our boys, we want to be sure they're safe. If you're going into the city, are you prepared to do so? And also, I would suggest doing it at night.
At night?
Starting with the cover of darkness. These things don't seem to see well, at least from what I noticed.
Suits me.
Perfect.
And you can't get near the waterways, and they're blockaded.
Out in Whitefishmere, that's for sure. Whitefishmere is the port, the bay, and basically the access to the sea. Yeah, that levy the ports.
So they're suggesting we go around and up through the docks and get into the city that way?
Honestly, I would think Ivan Place, finding a crack in the line, maybe. They seem to be moving in hordes, so if you time yourselves, you might be able to get in no problem.
Well, if we want to do a little recon. If the waterway don't work, why don't we try the air? Looks over at Howard.
We can do a few of us at a time, not all of us. Wouldn't hurt for a few to do recon at a time, though, before we go in. Find us the best way to get in.
If you think so, I'm not going to deny it. it's still very dangerous putting yourself up in the air. If somebody from the Citadel is looking,
Yeah.
you're more than likely to be shot at. But, again, that's why I suggest in the darkness cover of night.
Has
So is it-
anyone... Go ahead, B.
Is it Shamblers in the Citadel then? Who's in the Citadel? Who's firing?
We don't know. Getting close gets us shot at, but I would assume it would be the cultists.
The cultists.
Does
Lyshras,
anyone-
you don't know.
We do.
Yeah.
Lyshras.
They created Troll's Bane, possibly. Not 100% on that,
Likely.
but good chances that they did.
Whether or not they've created it, they're spreading it, and it seems like Solness is their newest target. I've heard Blog Nesvik is under the same kind of quarantine that we've got, which is a pity.
We'll fill you in, B.
Yeah.
Dang.
Has anyone from the Citadel made it to this camp at all?
As far as I know, a lot of people from Hawkins Wood and Iron Place have made it towards this camp. Anything from Betrayed, Murky Docks, Moon Docks, and Fish Ferry? No, not that I know of.
Do you have any messenger hawks or birds?
Yes, we've got communication, aviaries with us.
Have an idea. I have this thing with birds. Just, are they night birds, like owls, or is just like more day? Like,
We have messenger ravens.
okay.
Basic forms, we've got a couple that have sent to Envo, others up to the other cities, but normally we don't need a lot of them at this point. Not a lot of messages have been coming back and forth.
Well, I guess we just need a rest for a day, but I would like to see one of them.
Well, if you need, I'll let them know.
Alright.
If you do come up with a plan, please do let me know. But with that, take a rest. You all look like shit, and get something warm in you.
Back on his third cup of tea, way ahead of you.
B's on her third glass of ale.
Yeah. Ain't nothing like a breakfast beer.
Breakfast beer.
Gotta feed this little one.
That being the case, the guard captain looks up. If you need any sort of armaments or repair of your armor or whatever, we can send you to our smiths.
That would
Dunno.
be appreciated.
Perfect. All right. Well, if that's the case, please, we need to be on our day.
Yeah, we'll get out of your hair.
As you guys turn around and head out the door of the giant tent, you look upon the citadel looming right in front of you. You notice that Solness is not a walled-off city, but you see what seems to be the outskirts of the Iron Place district. Factories and what looks to be a heavy industrial part of the city. The cold wind blowing right into your face. You know, this is going to be the start of a very, very long and possibly bitter journey. And with that, I'm going to end tonight's session. I'd like to thank everybody for sticking it out tonight. Charmin, Armin. I will. I will see you Monday. But that's. I hope you guys had yourself a good session. Hope you guys had fun. And Tom, you'd like to take us away with the ending ads? We'll figure out who we're going to be rating as we're doing this.
Before or after the party appreciation?
I got a party appreciation.
You got a party appreciation?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I gotta be nice to people.
Okay, no, do the party appreciation first, then we can end off on a good note.
Okay. Oh man.
Another one. Oh, Otter.
Oh boy.
What?
Oh man.
Betrayed.
Too
Betrayed.
many compliments.
Over here trying
Well,
to find who to
Freaking
vote.
Lissa, we're gonna be the power duo, the muscle sisters. We are the chaos ladies. I am so excited to be a muscle sister with you. And plus, our girls are really awkward around each other, but we enjoy each other's company, and that's all that matters. I love it so much. I can't wait to do some like crazy freaking combos with our weapons. Yes. Yes. And then also our new freaking rage buddy here, Hal, Steve. Welcome to the Chaos side, the Bonk crew. I knew because it was mentioned that there was a big thing that was like about your character, you and Otter, freaking plotting stuff, and then JT is plotting things, and JT is just good at hiding things at times, and you guys are really great at hiding things, but also sprinkling in suspense and curiosity endlessly, and I hate it a lot, but I love it because I lived for that moment. You are you're full of surprises and so much mystery. You're like, honestly, the most mysterious person here. Your character is great. And then we have freaking Softy here, Diamondback. Like, the way your character reacted was very genuine, and I love that because there's a serious tone to him, and seeing how that affected him was really, really, it's inspirational. Honestly, because it shows that you're able to step away from being the goofy side of them and showing a lot of depth to your character, and I love that. I love that for you. I love a dark tragedy, and I love trauma. And one person that is immune to trauma is Yimmer. I feel like he's living in like this like constant dreamscape, and I fear for when he wakes up because I feel like we're all in trouble. So keep dreaming, keep daring to imagine, my dear sir. Yeah, because I'm curious to know also why your characters the way they are, but also I don't. Because every character that has like all this like sunshine and happy-go-lucky whimsicalness, there's usually the other side of the coin that is just a hellscape, and I feel like that is Yimmer. So keep let's say on that side of the coin, but honestly I want to see the other side. And then our hellscape, not really hellscape, but it has the hellfire within himself, and that is Howard. The pieces is not an option. You are dangerous with spells. Even when they're not intentionally supposed to be dangerous type of spells, you will make it dangerous. Somehow. And
What's a shield?
And hearing you like when we're brushing our teeth in the morning and you're talking about stuff about your ideas for spells or how you're going to combine it with how I'm like, oh, oh boy, JT's in trouble. Oh boy. And that is another great thing that I love about this group is that you never know and you can't, expect the unexpected, and it's a lot of fun. And the person that really has to roll with those punches is JT. And JT, damn, you are Creed with them dodges of those punches, and you're going with the swing and the flow, the wax and the wane, and you're making it your own thing, and I love that so much. Because you always know how to adapt and also harmonize with our weird freakish melody. Because you are a bard with no name. A bard with all the names. You don't need a name because you are him. And no one else is you. And that's all I gotta say. No one can do what you do. And then we have Charmanar. You are an amazing DM. I love listening to you. You're very creative and your group is fascinating. And I think you guys are perfect and just so hilarious. And there's times where I'm just like, do I want to put a no cursing? I got to. I just got to keep like being a problem to you.
No kindness, only death.
Only death. So I love this type of like back and forth that we have. It's so fun. You make it so fun, and I always look forward to seeing your name pop up in chat. It makes me smile, and I can't help but pick on you when you come in. And you are our rival, and we love you. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, we
All
love
right.
you. And I
All right,
love
Juju.
Verb, even though she's a damn menace. Always a menace, in and out of game. It's all good fun, but you're a menace. Leave my glasses alone.
You got a party appreciation there, Juju.
Mm-hmm. And Verb.
Up.
I don't know what it is about Spleen, but she's just great. Sitting on a table, just like, this is what happened, okay? I don't know what's wrong with your brain, but this happened. And I'm over here like, I don't remember any of this. But Diamondback is backing her up on all of it. She can't be lying.
I don't lie.
Spleen brings so much fun and chaos. And now it's worse because there's 3 of you. Kind of. Because now we've got Yimmer and B. The ships just keep growing. And I haven't had much interaction as Howard with either of you yet. But it's getting there. I don't
Hope you're ready.
I don't think I want to
Howard
know.
OTP.
I don't think I want to know what that bag is, or what you're doing with it, or what it's doing to anything you put in it. You just need to stop.
Get some help.
Yeah, get some help.
Stop. Get some.
Thankfully, Diamondback is there, but we'll get to that in a minute. B, you turn what is already a polycule into a bigger polycule. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And now we have 2 spleens. I can't throw buffs on both of you at the same time, okay? I can haste one person.
Oh my god.
No, goddammit, both of us!
I know.
Listen,
Haste
if you
yourself so you can haste both of them.
If you find me a way to split spells, then we'll do it. But until then, roll the die, rollies, have fun.
Paper, scissors.
And now you're competing with Hal. So we'll get to that in a minute too.
You better choose Hal because bromance always wins.
Yeah, but I'm a wizard, Otter, not a sorcerer. I
Bros
read
before
books,
hoes.
damn it.
Yeah, that's right.
Diamondback, it is really, really great that I don't have to be the only dad of the party. I don't do babies in or out of game.
Yep.
I'm just
Daddy
like-
Diamondback.
I'm gonna put his ass on the disc behind me, and just he can stay up at night and go to sleep during the day and just sit there. Yep. Take care of the baby, and I'll just bring you along. And rein in Yimmer, because I don't know if I can handle that many. Mm.
Oh, man.
And now I have to remember what the hell happened in the forest, because we gotta have a talk now that I've finally seen you use Steel Wind Strike. But I can't remember
Oh,
seeing
yeah.
you use it. Damn it.
Drink the potion, goddammit, you'll remember.
Yep. We'll get there. JT is aware of some things, Steve, that you don't get to know yet. And
I don't
we were
know.
talking about it a little. You do. I'll get to that. So I had an idea strike me. Just some things I remembered, and I was like, oh man, I have to have a talk with Hal. And I have all the setup I need now for talking to him and Diamondback. Discussion's got to be had, and this is going to be a long time to get things to work. But I got some stuff to work on. And you hush, Otter. And I couldn't make any of it happen without the beautiful bard who works with me with all this glorious magic chaos of things that are not in the rules.
LJT, stop doing that.
It all started with just some joking around and fuckery, and he was like, no, I like this. And that we were like, what? All right, got this. And now we're going to work on stuff and hopefully not blow myself up.
Again.
Or turn spleen into a bullet because I'm not thinking about how physics work. But I
It's
love
one
it.
of those nights that you do one of those things and you end up blowing yourself back 50 feet and you're going to be in the dome as that happens. So it just boom.
No more dome. Everybody's like, where did Howard go?
Pinball within the dome.
Magical backfire on the dome itself. Oh shit, now I can't get out. We're stuck in here for 8 hours. Congratulations. Oh. Steve. We got some stuff in the works.
Oh,
And let me
yeah,
tell
what's
you, there have been many talks with the Burb about ships of this campaign. And there have been ones with Spleen. There have been ones with Diamondback. There have been
He's taken.
possibly, I think we've discussed a little bit about Yimmer, not B yet, because she just showed up recently. There
Oh,
hasn't
I'm
been
already-
enough time yet.
I'm already there.
I know you are, but we haven't discussed them yet. The biggest one, I believe, is Howard and Hal, and it makes sense. Let me take that back. There's also the one of Shifting Amber. I don't know why. There's just this weird
That was
feeling.
what I brought up.
But yeah, she brought that up, and I was like, I kind of feel it too. I don't know why, but it's there. But Hal is the biggest one because we have history, and we already have bond. And we do all the same stuff. We do all the magic stuff. And, you know, we've been searching for NC. And now we're just like, NC, you bitch. And now you're like, magic, you bitch. And I'm like, I got you. I got you. You do the bonk. I'll do the magic. We'll make it work some
You
fucking
do the
how.
honk.
Honkin'
You mess
honk.
with the honk, and you get the bonk. God damn it. JT already said it. So, yeah. We got stuff in store for you. It's coming.
A lot will be coming for you.
It went through my brain the moment I said it. You
I'm
shush.
sorry.
We're
I'm
the love. You know the rules, and so do I.
Listen.
Never gonna honk your bonk.
All right, with that, Tom, go with the Tom, go with the ad. Let's claim.
Yeah. Thank you all so much again for joining us here on Falskallan Date Nights. Thanks again to D&D Beyond for sponsoring us. Thanks to FX May Vary for sponsoring us and contributing to amazing artists to the Dire Bear family and getting into a feud with us, I think. Us specifically this night. Huge thanks, of course, to our first adept Patreon, whose name will be read tonight in my regular voice because so much humor has happened and I can't think of an impression. Mama Bear, you always just like hit us right in the feels, and we've hit you right in the feels with all the love that happened tonight. It all goes over to you as well. We ship you with every single one of us. That came out weird. Anyway, if you'd like to also be vaguely kind of hit on by me, I guess, check out our Patreon. See if you'd like to hear my lovely voice reading your name out at the end of our stream, or if you'd like to make some lovely voices of your own, there is the voice acting lessons tier with me. God, I'm really coming across very creepy tonight. Take some time to peruse our merch wheels still here. Check out some of the other brilliant streams on this channel. Monday nights are incredibly musical with the Oops All Bard party of Melody of the Maelstrom. The characters in this bi-weekly ballad aren't all musicians, but every single player certainly is, including two from FX May Vary. Creatures of the night will want to sink their teeth into Valley by Night River City, a haunting Vampire the Masquerade tale spun on Tuesday evenings. And tomorrow, get ready for swords, sorcery, and chivalry in A Knight's Ransom, a bracing adventure set in D&D 5e. And of course, if you'd like to get in on a game yourself, there is a Saturday game in the works that's, as far as I know, still looking for players. Hit us up on Discord, check the job board for more info. JT, take us home.
Alrighty, so I've been kind of looking over all the stuff that we can try and raid for on Twitch. I'm thinking there's a good one right there. Dire Bear GM. I think they're streaming right now, so
Yeah. I like those guys.
yeah.
Dork
Heard the Bard's
Tales.
a dick though.
A little bit.
I mean, there's
What's
Ink and
that,
Ire, but let's see if they're actually on.
We got Dork Tales. They're playing Dragonlance.
Dork Tales. Do it up, do it up, do it up, do it up.
All right.
So we could be heading into the Dork Tales. That being said, it's late. I'm past my bedtime. It's been a very long day for me. That being said, we're gonna just duck walk out of this one. You have yourselves a good night. I'll see you next week. And do you dare to imagine?
And you